Good afternoon everyone, Matt Soper here, Hampshire Carnivorous Plants, and today I thought we'd have a look at some of the plants in the bog garden other than Sarracenia. Now I know that the Sarracenia take the centre stage because they're so impressive, they're fantastic actually, but lower down we've got some all different varieties, sundews and a few flytraps and what have you, so I thought we'd have a look at those and see how they're doing. It's June the 19th today to give you an idea of time and what things are doing here in the bog. Firstly, I thought we'd have a look at these Drosera rotundifolia. They're just down here. They're fantastic specimens, really large actually for the species. Now these came up in our sphagnum moss. I didn't actually plant these, so I was very pleased with these actually. You can see they've started to pop up all over the place. Among them you can also just about make out very small Sarracenia seedlings. We'll look at those later on. Over here, this is Penguicular grandiflora, doing absolutely fabulously. Beautiful rosettes, and they've been flowering and self-setting seed around the bog. They do very well. They seem to prefer the slightly shaded areas as they would, and you can see the small fruit flies stuck all over the leaves here. Now this bog garden, I've intentionally kept this a bit wetter than the others, and just to see what would happen and what would grow better. And what I've found is that Drosera intermedia, I'm just putting a weed out here, does extremely well. Can you see them here? They're fantastic. And they're all growing in this very, very wet sphagnum. You can see how wet it is. It's like a sponge. And they've popped up all over the place. There is the odd one or two rotundifolia, but mainly intermedia. And also in this part of the bog, it's very easy to see the young Sarracenia seedlings coming up, which have all self-set. Now a lot of people have asked how our cephalotes have been doing. Now they've been out here in the bog 2 years now with a very, very cold winter. I think I've said this before, and they're just starting to show signs of coming through. Can you see down here? These are the non-carnivorous leaves. Can you see those? Just above my fingernail here. So I haven't lost hope. I wouldn't say they're thriving, but they are surviving. Last year they came through about this time, but by this time last year they were producing traps or their cups. So fingers crossed, by July, or I think middle to the end of July, we'll have some nice cups on this plant. So is it good as a bog garden plant? Well, I'm not sure. It's taken a few more years yet to be sure, but put it this way, it's survived. Now the other one, which is around here, or it was, I really think has gone. It was down in here, and I can't see any sign of any leaves coming up or anything. So it looks like that one's gone. So one has survived and one's gone. And over here we've got the Venus flytrap, Dania muscipula. Again, overwintered outside here. Yeah, it's doing fairly well. I must admit this particular form did have much larger traps on it when it was grown under glass. But they flower freely. I do leave the flowers on them, which may be making a slight difference to the size of the traps. But they all get pollinated really well and they set lots of viable seed. So yeah, they're very good outside in the bog garden and a really nice addition to the bog. We've got a few of these dotted around. This year I think I'm going to plant some of the red forms and see how they do. But yeah, no, Venus flytrap, very good out in the bog garden year round. I would say out of all the plants we've had out in the bog garden, the one that's been the most impressive and what has impressed me more than any of the others would be the Drosera filiformis, you can see here. It has done so well outside, and they've got bigger far, far quicker than they do under glass. They catch a lot of small insects, you can just about see them on here. They flower profusely around about July, and we'll have a look at the flowers later in the year. But I started off with 3 plants in the bog and I've divided them up. There's another one over here. See this here, another one over there. This is the newest bog garden which I made last year. But no, the plants have done exceptionally well. That's just a few of the non-Sarracenia, as it were, in the bog garden. Thanks for taking a look.